I haven't seen this version of you in so long.
Which version is that?
This sleepy boy.
Yeah.
I'm so tired, dude. I'm so tired. This is stupid.
Yeah.
We're stupid.
We're stupid.
It's okay.
So goddamn tired of that coffee maker. I'm so excited we're getting a new one.
I'm gonna go get some Starbucks after we're finished.
Ooh.
Like my alarm. So I guess I installed another app that like changes everything on your phone. Like you know those ones that's like it's in front of everything else that you're doing.
I think so.
Yeah, so I installed one of those. It was one of those like sleep tracker apps to kind of see how my
Oh,
sleeping is.
yeah.
And
How's that working?
oh, I uninstalled it this morning. It fucked with my alarm. So like I was
It was like he hasn't reached his true goal of sleep yet. We can't let him wake up.
well no, it just changed the sound. So like this
It,
weird ass stuff went off and I was like, what the fuck's going on? What is it? And I roll over and look at my phone and I'm like, oh shit. I gotta get on a call with Brandon.
so
So
it delayed your.
no, it woke me up exactly when I needed to. It's just I set my alarm for 7 intentionally to give you time to get your coffee and shit.
Good morning, boys and girls. Sometimes you need to wake up bright and early, have yourself a cup of coffee, talk about some nerdy shit, and then go on with your day. It's time for Sunrise with the Sleepy Boys, with your hosts, Brandon and Mark.
Just kick off our morning slippers and stretch those toes to the sky.
Oh, I wish I still had all my toes. Brandon,
What has Utah done to you?
they sacrificial lamb type stuff, Brandon. It's crazy.
You should really watch out for those Mormons. They'll steal your toes any chance they get.
I feel like we shouldn't call out any groups like that specifically, but yeah, let's fucking do it.
I mean, I'll call out every group. I won't single out one particular group. I'll just go
Those
after
white
them all.
people. Fuck the whites.
I mean, God damn it. I mean, let's be honest.
Let's be real here. To be fair.
To be fair.
So I found out last night I'm really bad at doing models and shit.
Like modeling?
Like yeah, I was laying spread eagle with my butt cheeks pulled open on the bed and I realized, you know what, this isn't for me.
Did you have like a George Costanza moment?
Yeah.
You're in just some tighty whities and tube socks.
I mean, I did the full spread. My butt cheeks were spread and everything. But no, I was at so I was at Hobby Lobby or not Hobby Lobby, Joann's, which is
I
like
was going to say, I don't think they have Hobby Lobby outside of Texas.
they do. They have one. They have some up in Oregon and shit. But I was at a place called Joann's, which is basically Hobby Lobby.
Yeah, it's a fabric store.
Yeah, I love fabric stores. I need to get fabric. I need to get a green screen fabric. But I've looked fucking everywhere in like a 10-mile radius of me, and they are all sold out of green, of like that color green. But anyway,
Because
so
everybody's at home right now, and so everyone's like, "Oh man, I'm gonna get a green screen.
I'm gonna make a podcast. I'm good at podcasts.
I'm good at talking about
Bunch of
stuff and
fucking
things."
morons think they're gonna make a good kind of podcast. What kind of idiots are gonna do that during this
God.
quarantine?
Right?
Anyway, so I bought a
Think because you have a voice that we want to hear it.
and a microphone. Just because you have a microphone, you think you're some kind of what YouTube star. Anyway, so I bought a Batmobile.
Hashtag subscribe to my OnlyFans.
I bought a Batmobile model from the 60s. And let me
Wait,
tell you.
like the comics or the show?
The show, the with the Adam West and everything. And let me tell you,
Cool.
holy shit, it came out so bad. I am not good at models. Let me grab it for you real
I was
quick.
gonna say, if you're gonna talk about it, you gotta like at least show it to me. This isn't good for like an audio medium,
I
but
dropped it.
man, you're just doubling down on how terrible this thing's gonna look.
Oh.
Did it make it better? I'm really happy that in our first episode of doing a podcast, we're already venturing into the visual medium, not the audio medium.
Subscribe to our OnlyFans and you'll see the behind the scene. So it's more broken than I thought it was. This is the front axle.
Is it because you just dropped it?
No, this broke off before it even fell. This is the front axle with the wheels.
The wheels aren't even facing the right way.
Well, it swivels.
Oh yeah, it sure fucking does.
It's supposed to. You're supposed to be able to drive it, but I messed up and now the axle's gone. And then
Okay.
aside from that, actually, the rest of the car doesn't look so bad, except the engine block doesn't hold still. Like, it's not supposed to do this.
And that's what you want in a car.
I mean,
You're not driving properly until your engine block is just rattling around.
Yeah, I mean, the rest of the top of the car doesn't look so bad.
That's where you get all your horsepower from.
The horses.
The vibrations make your car go faster.
I love it when you say vibrations.
Yeah,
I mean, the rest of the car doesn't look terrible. I just haven't put any decals on it. But like, as I'm putting this on my windowsill, I'm like, fuck, I fucked this up so bad.
You picked the most basic model kit you possibly could.
No.
And you still fucked it up. Yes.
No.
That is like one of the easiest kits you can get.
No, there's
you
a lot
clearly didn't grow up building Gundams, did you?
There's a lot of very small parts on the inside that aren't even shown on the fucking car, but for some reason they felt it necessary to have you put together like an entire engine block. Like, I might just
because it's a model kit, and that's what people want out of model kits.
Well, I didn't know any better.
Clearly not.
It's on the floor now, where it belongs. I might set the fucker on fire.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Speaking of
subscribe to our OnlyFans page to see that video.
Hold up, let me get a good video shot of it real quick. There it is, just sitting all sad and lonely next to my Lego kits. So speaking of Batman, did you hear that they finally announced in the Arrowverse like that I mean they've always hinted at Batman being canon in the Arrowverse, but they finally like confirmed who it is.
No, so I've heard a lot of Batwoman news over the past day and a half.
Holy shit, Ruby Rose is also leaving the
Yes. She is
Ruby?
leaving after only being there for one season, and they are recasting and are just going to continue as if nothing happened.
God damn.
And I'm pretty bummed out about it because I really liked Ruby Rose.
Yeah.
I also feel really bad for her considering I feel like so much of the toxic nerd community just like dogpiled her when she first joined on as Batwoman.
Which is really weird to me. I don't understand why everyone
a bunch of ornery, not
hornery. Hornery is the right word.
Yeah, or ornery. I'll just say ornery. That a bunch of geeky, ornery, like sheltered man-child men that are super upset that their like giant bajungas aren't drawn the same way anymore would be upset about a casting of a character. I've never heard of such an outrageous thing in all of my life.
Here's my thing. Isn't Ruby Rose known to be like a pretty big LGBT
yes.
actress? Here's the thing is that's perfect.
Which is exactly what
Batgirl
you want.
Is an LGBT character.
Yes.
Like
no, not Batgirl, Batwoman.
Yeah, that one. Batgirl's dead.
Batgirl's not dead.
Well, I'm so tired. I can't even think straight. I love Batgirl.
So is this how we're gonna like let people know that? By the way,
I've been
we're intentionally doing this in the morning because we thought it would be funny, and now we hate ourselves.
We hate ourselves so much
because now we've set ourselves to this precedent that this is kind of what the mood is going to be.
We have to do it,
and because we're dumb, desperate people looking for any foothold in the industry. that were just like, hey, wouldn't it be funny if we got up early in the morning to record a podcast and we were both really tired?
I mean, literally the conversation we had before we did this last night was, hey, are you free to do a Zoom call? We could talk about what we want to do for our podcast. And you're like, yeah, I can, let's do it at 8. By the way, I'm going to be super groggy. And I was like, oh my God, me too. We should call it Sunshine with the Sleepy Boys and just be fucking tired the whole time. And you're like, yeah, let's do it. That sounds great.
Of course, that conversation happened, at like midnight last night. So
Something
of
like
course it
that.
sounded like a great idea.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not kidding when I say I rolled out of bed, plugged in my microphone, and I was like, all right, let's fucking do it. Oh, oh yeah, Bruce Wayne confirmed in the Arrowverse, played by Warren Christie. You know it's going to be a good guy because I've never heard of him.
I've
Looks
never
like
heard of him either.
kind of
Does he
looks
have a
picture. No, he's
no
dead.
picture of him?
He looks like this.
It just looks like a dark-haired version of Stephen Amell.
No, it looks like he's had lip injections.
Maybe.
You know, funny story.
I swear to God, CW just gets the most cookie cutter, basic looking people. No offense to Stephen Amell because that man is gorgeous.
And Grant
but-
Gustin.
And well, Grant Gustin feels like he originally auditioned for Riverdale, but they're like, actually, here we've got a better.
I would climb Grant Gustin like a tree. I just want to throw that one out there.
I feel like he would be climbing you like a tree.
No, I'd get up on I'd wrap my legs around his hips and just hold on for dear life.
I feel really bad for Grant Gustin now.
Why?
Well, because he wouldn't survive.
Are you calling me fat, you bitch?
You're a thick boy, and there's nothing wrong with being a beautiful thick boy.
I have lost so much weight since I got to Utah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like 4 pounds, man.
Man, so much weight.
I know. That's averaging like 3/4 of a pound a month, bro.
I mean, hey, at least you're on a downward trend.
Downward spiral, yeah.
Oh, I mean,
But no, like I gotta admit, like I think they did a great job with Steve McQueen as Oliver, Stephen Amell as Oliver Queen.
Steve McQueen.
Shut up!
You mean
I'm
the
tired.
'60s race car
Leave
driver?
me alone. They did good with Lightning McQueen as Steve Amell. They did really good with Grant Gustin for Barry Allen. I mean, for the most part, like they did a good job with the casting for Arrow and Flash. Who that bitch?
That was just my alarm.
Who that bitch? Is that bitch telling you to wake up? Is it saying, hey, wakey, wakey, it's eggs for bakey?
Who the fuck? Never mind. I'm not going to worry about that.
Who the fuck?
I have like 8 different alarms to wake me up in the morning because I'm irresponsible.
Call me irresponsible. Brandon's unreliable.
Wow.
Wow. Also in DC
Shots
news,
fired.
in DC news, apparently Harley and Poison Ivy did their first kiss in the TV show.
Yeah, that happened a couple weeks ago.
I mean, hey, I haven't watched any of the show, so like,
I really like it.
I'm not a huge fan of Casey Kuko or whatever the fuck her name is.
Kaylee?
That's what I say.
Casey.
Haley Kuklo.
Yeah, just keep throwing names out there. You'll get it.
Derek Jeter.
Don't you dare sully this podcast with the name of a goddamn Yankee.
I don't watch sports ball, you know that.
Baseball's the only sport I care about.
Oh, speaking of things about sports and shit, do you want to know how unathletic I've gotten over the last few years?
Sure. All right, let's do
We're
it.
derailing this shit. So my family, because we had 4 kids and 6 adults living here at one point, we're trying to find ways to keep everyone entertained.
Mm-hmm.
4 kids and 6, that doesn't seem right. A lot of fucking people were living here for a while.
There's a lot of people there.
Right. So we were trying to come up with ways to keep everyone entertained. So we started doing Foursquare, right?
Like the playground
Like the
game
playground fucking
Foursquare.
sport Foursquare. Yeah. We'd play it
Man,
with,
I miss that.
we'd play with all the kids and shit, right? It was a good time. Here's the thing.
Oh no, this is
I've
about to
gotten
get sad.
super unathletic over the last few years. Like I said, I haven't done much. Like I go for a jog occasionally. I fucked up my wrist playing Foursquare.
How have we been on video call this long and I'm just now noticing you're wearing
Because I just put my brace on because I was like, my wrist is starting to hurt.
um so one of two things.
Go for it.
Yes, you have become less athletic over the past couple years.
No shit.
And two, on top of that, you're getting old.
No, I'm not. Don't say
Yeah.
that.
Yes, you are.
I'm not turning 28 this year. This last year just doesn't count.
I'm turning 29.
Yeah, but you're aging like fine wine. I'm aging like milk.
If by fine wine you mean I'm locked in a barrel in a dark room and I'm screaming at the top of my lungs to let me the fuck out, yes, I'm aging like fine wine.
That's absolutely right, baby. Oh my God. Oh, this is one that actually makes me kind of angry. You ready for this? I know you're
Okay.
you're probably not going to care about this.
No,
So
you're my friend. I'm obligated to care.
So Power Rangers, as you know, I'm sure,
I
is
knew
adapted.
we were going this way.
Fuck you. This is important news.
Okay,
Two really big
I'm all
pieces of
in.
important news. So Power Rangers is adapted from the Japanese series Super Sentai, which I'm sure I've told you about a number of times, right?
Yes.
So the first series that Power Rangers ever did was adapted off of a series called Zeo Rangers, which was the dinosaurs. We saw the dinosaurs in Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Yes.
And then I think it was 2004, which was I think 11 years later, we got what was called Dino Thunder, which was the second dinosaur series that we had for Power Rangers, which was about the right amount of time that it was done in Super Sentai. Now, in recent years, Power Rangers has skipped several seasons that they did over in Japan. So like there's several different series that we never got to see the suits for or anything.
Right.
So I think it was another 9 years later, they did, no, wait, that can't be right. Yeah, that sounds about right. Another like 9 years later, they did Dino Charge, which was the third dinosaur series. It has been 5 years since then, and they're already adapting the fourth dinosaur series while skipping like 6 different seasons. Like they skipped 6 seasons and are going straight to dinosaurs again.
Okay.
Don't get me wrong. I love the dinosaur theme. I actually love the suits for this season. But the problem with it is like, unless you plan on making every season dinosaurs going forward, you need to space them out a little bit better, because you started out with 9 years, then you dropped down to like 6 years, then you dropped down to 4 years, and now you've got like next up it's going to be like tomorrow's season, you know? Fuck you,
Okay.
dinosaurs. Fuck you, Dino Fury. That's the name they dropped. It's Dino Fury. Also, in the same
It's not
vein,
a bad name.
no, it's a great name. I'm glad that they're doing something new. In the same vein, because of everything that's going on in the world with the coronavirus and everything.
Coronavirus.
Or the coronavirus. They have stopped production on any future for both the Super Sentai and the Kamen Rider series, which both are done primarily in Japan. Kamen Rider's like been going since like the 70s, pretty much unbroken.
Oh, wow.
So it's like, that's like, well, I mean, they both have. That's like huge news, because that's their shows, you know?
Yeah.
It like Super Sentai and Kamen Rider are as much part of, Japan's, culture as, hentai and tentacles are.
I wouldn't
I
have
went
made
there.
that association.
I went
I would
there.
have said more just because I feel like Japan is more in touch with their creative side. And
Hey, they get really creative with all their porns and stuff, and I love it.
I
Love
was
every
just
second
saying
of it.
like incorporating like Hello Kitty and stuff into like public announcements, but that's fine.
Yeah. No, my bad.
Not everything is hentai and tentacles.
It is in this household. Yeah. But yeah, so that was kind of a huge shock for me, because I did not expect it. But I
Well,
mean,
these are unprecedented times.
yeah.
Um, it's going to take things a little while to get back to normal, but it'll get there
Oh yeah,
eventually.
eventually. Like I have no doubt about that. It's
It is going to be very interesting to see kind of what so many different angles, so many different areas that things are going to change. But it is going to be very interesting seeing kind of what the film industry is going to be like
I am
once this is.
so excited to see. Like I was reading this article. The title of the article was how Trolls World Tour ruined the movie theater industry, and I was like,
Oh yeah, because they Universal and AMC got into a huge back and forth.
yeah. And like I was like, okay, so it was such a bad movie that it flopped so bad that
Nope.
like movie theaters are done. And then I read the article. I was like, holy shit, this movie made so much more money at like at an at home release than it would have
It
in
made
theaters.
so much more money than it would have.
And it's crazy. And I'm like,
Not saying that the movie was going to make a lot of money anyways for it being an animated kids movie. Kids movies always.
right,
But there's a
trolls.
certain threshold that you expect it to make. And then what ended up happening with Trolls World Tour, I mean, in all honesty, if you have a kids movie right now, or like, I'm also going to be very interested in seeing kind of what the numbers are for the new Scooby-Doo movie that just came out.
I have heard so many funny things about that movie in particular.
But I've heard so many good things about it too.
See,
And
I've heard a mix of good and bad on that. Yeah.
I totally want to see it.
My
Also because the
favorite
animation looks good.
My
But
favorite thing that I've seen so far is apparently so there's this very attractive female cop character on it.
mhm.
Oh wait, I don't want to spoil. I'm gonna spoil it. Can I spoil it?
No, it hasn't.
Oh,
Well, I don't know when this is going to come out,
that's
but
fair. I'm gonna spoil it for you.
no, don't spoil it for me. I want to watch
Oh,
it.
it's so okay. Just keep in mind the female cop character, and when you get all horny for her, just keep that in mind.
Okay.
You're gonna
I'll
get
try
so
to keep
horny
that in
for her.
mind. Oh boy.
Anyway,
But so it is like I mean, really the perfect timing if you have a kids movie right
oh
now,
no shit,
because
yeah,
you've got kids just, I mean, now granted right now states are reopening and stuff and
yeah.
people are going out, but even still like kids aren't in school still.
Well, and
Kids
they're
are
about to be
mostly,
summertime, yeah.
yeah, it's mostly everyone's at home still. Um, if you're being smart and responsible.
Yeah, but who does
Um,
that anymore?
right, exactly. Um, so with World Tour, I mean, you just had tons of families just sheltered in place. And then like this, like, oh God, God damn it, we gotta find something to keep these kids quiet for a little bit.
Mommy,
I guess I'll just,
I want to watch Trolls World Tour, Mommy. Bobby, I want to watch the Trolls World Tour.
I don't know why that voice is making me think of Chucky's dad from Rugrats.
But yeah, no, I feel you. No, like I was shocked. Like I've never actually seen the Trolls movie all the way through. I started it when I was like a year ago. I sat down. I was like, let's watch Trolls. Let's just see how it actually is. I got about 3 minutes in, and I was like, this is trash.
I will say that it's not good
I wanted to.
until you start getting to, I mean, you have to get halfway through the movie before it like gets good. I mean, the animation was great.
Yeah, the
The
animation looks
art
great.
design was good. Everything looks great. Jasmine loves it because she loves the music from it. But even she's like, this movie is not good
No, like
until halfway through, and like, you know,
like my niece loves watching the Christmas one that they did, like the or
oh
whatever
yeah,
you
that
want, the
whole
holiday
that
one.
holiday special.
I guess you can't even call it Christmas since Christmas isn't mentioned at all. But we watched it when we road tripped from Salt Lake to San Diego. She watched it like 8 times on the car ride. So it's only like a 30-minute long video, right?
Yeah.
So she watched it on loop. And like I'm looking
Oh
over and I'm just seeing
God.
this vomit of of glitter and bright colors, and this big fucking blue troll that just looks like he's brain dead, like absolutely brain dead. And the only time I ever see him, he's just like, it looks like he's just dumb laughing. And I'm like, why the fuck are you watching this?
I mean, you know, it's one of those things. It's tough to, I don't know, because think about like all the things that we watched.
You mean
I
good
mean,
cartoons? We watched
well,
Rugrats.
that's subjective.
It's not subjective. If you look at the numbers, we watched the shit out of Rugrats. We watched Muppet Babies. We watched shows that had some kind of semblance of a story that weren't just bright colors and flashy songs.
Yes, but that's not how our parents saw it.
Our parent, I'm not even going to get into my daddy issues.
My parents hated that I watched like Ed, Ed and Eddie.
Well, I get that one. I can see why they would despise Ed, Ed, and Eddie.
My aunt vehemently hated the Rugrats because of Angelica, and she would not let her kids watch the show because she was terrified that they were going to end up being cruel and mean like she was.
Well, as long as you're not an only child, like you'll be fine.
I mean, maybe, I don't know. It's hard to say as someone who's not an only child.
Yeah. I was kind of almost an only child. All my siblings are so much older than I was. And then, my sister's 8 years younger than me.
Yeah.
So I was basically an only child for the first 8 magical years of my life.
That's more than I had. I had like 2 years.
Yeah.
2 years, yeah.
Yeah. I remember your sister.
Sisters.
Well, I know you've got plural, but like I only remember one of them.
Oh.
Yeah. And that's a story for another time.
I don't think we should get into that. You should just cut that.
We're gonna get so far into that.
I don't like any of that.
Yeah. Also, apparently, so they've made some announcements for some updates for the the next patch for Pokemon Sword and Shield. I don't know if you give a rat's ass about that, but I do.
I mean, I haven't cared about Pokemon since like the early 2000s.
Yeah. So one of the big things they introduced in Sun and Moon, which was the last generation, was regional forms. So there's certain Pokemon now that have their, like Vulpix and Ninetales have their like icy form now, which is I love. I'm
totally fine with because that plays into like natural selection and true evolution.
And shit. Yeah.
I'm cool with that element.
So in this new one, they have the Galar region, which is based on like, I think it's supposed to be based on like Ireland or some shit like that.
Okay.
But they have the Galar regional ones too, which are all fucking bonkers. Like they're all like crazy, like hilarious. Like for example, they've got Wheezing, which is that one with the big ball that's got like the growth coming out of it,
Yes, I know what the basic Pokemon look
just
like.
Just making sure we're on the same page here.
Now, once you start getting into the fucking Pokemon that looks like a pair of keys and a chandelier,
Klefki and Chandelure. Yeah, I know what you mean.
God damn it!
They weren't even that creative with the name for Chandelure. Like it's like, it's a chandelier that brings in Pokemon.
Isn't there like a fucking washing machine Pokemon now or something? I don't know.
That's one of Rotom's different forms. He was introduced back in the
oh god,
like Ruby and Sapphire.
I hate everything.
Yeah, but anyway, so Wheezing has a Galar form, and it looks like fucking Doug Dimmadome.
Owner of the Dimsdale Dimmadome?
Owner of the Dimsdale Dimmadome. I'm not shitting you. It's got the mustache. It's got the fucking top hat and everything.
High hat.
Yeah. Hold up. Let me pull that up. But anyway, so they just announced in the new one that they're making another, like a few more Galar variants for Pokemon. And like, I'm kind of excited to see what they look like because the new ones, like they actually look pretty cool, but it's like, it's funny what they do sometimes. All right. So this is This is wheezing of the Dimsdale Dimmadome.
Oh my Lord.
Right? Isn't that just everything you want out of life? Oh my God. But yeah, so I'm
I
excited
mean,
for
they
this.
really leaned into the idea of a stovetop hat.
They really did like holy shit. And like I get it. It's based off of Great Britain where there was a lot of pollution.
Yeah,
But
absolutely. I totally get what they're going with, but that
that
is
just like when I first saw that, I laughed my ass off so hard. Like they did one for Meowth too. So Meowth now has
it looks like fan art.
it really does. So what they've actually done both an Alola version of Meowth and a Galar version of Meowth. Now Alola
Okay.
was Sun and Moon, and this is um, Galar is the new one. So this is what Galar Meowth looks like.
Ooh,
I absolutely adore him. It looks so ridiculous, but like it fits because
it looks like he's going to get into an argument with you about who's a better soccer team.
exactly. And then so they actually added a new evolution for Meowth.
Okay.
Which is weird. Like for the Galar region, they've actually added new evolutions for a couple of different Pokemon, which is great. His name's Berserker, and he looks like this.
Um,
What are your thoughts?
um,
Do you hate how they're desecrating your Pokemans?
what was the evolution of Meowth? What
Persian.
was
It was basically just the cat with the red dot on its forehead.
right? So is that supposed to be like it's Persian?
Basically, yeah. So with the Galar region and the Alola region, they added a couple of new alternate evolutions for Pokemon.
Okay, that makes
So-
more sense.
So
Because
basically, there's
all I
more.
could think about is, man, I went from like borderline inbred looking Meowth to a majestic, like supermodel Pokemon Persian.
Oh my God.
And if I evolved into what I would call a drunk alley cat after that, I would be furious.
That's basically what that's the point of what it's supposed to be. And I love that. Oh my God.
So knowing that they have like different evolutions depending upon their region, I dig. But yeah, that just looks, the only difference between that and that other Meowth, it just looks like it just needs to go to the groomer and stop day drinking.
No, really, for real. Speaking of drinking, I need to get more alcohol for this week.
You need to get more.
Yeah, I've been just stocking up on the cheap shit because like I don't want to be fucking plastered, but also like it's nice to have a pretty steady buzz throughout the week or the day.
So my few times that I venture out into the real world are either for food. Well, I guess it's all food and beverage related. Um, but when this all first started, I had like little house projects that I was doing. And I have always kept, since moving into this place, we had always kept like our liquor bottles on top of the refrigerator.
Right, yeah, I remember that. I heard a puppy.
That was me sneezing.
That was you sneezing? That wasn't a dog barking?
Yeah, no, that was me sneezing.
Oh, shit.
What you call it? So we had all our liquor, like a majority of our liquor bottles on top of the refrigerator, and Jasmine was just like, "You have to do something about this. I hate this so much." I'm like, "All right, I'll work on something." So I ordered some shelves off of Amazon and like installed them into like our pantry and stuff. But
Nice.
it now just become like a liquor shelf.
Very nice.
And when we were first putting them on and stuff, I was like, "All right, cool. You know, this looks good. You know, fits everything on here pretty nicely." Well, things have slowly started working their way back to the top of the refrigerator.
Oh, you lazy shit.
Which, no. It's not because I'm lazy. It's because since I have not been out in public and I'm not going shopping all the time like I usually do,
Right.
I've just been buying bottles of whiskey.
Yeah.
every once in a while. And so now my entire shelf is nothing but bourbons and whiskeys.
Jesus.
And so,
Yeah, I've been sticking with like hard ciders and shit. Like
okay.
I've gone in the last like 2 weeks. I've gone through about 4 cases of either Mike's Hards or some other thing like that, and I'm just
Oh
like,
God, I
holy
can't do
shit.
Mike's Hard anymore. They give me headaches.
That's what everybody else keeps saying, but I think because I have such a sweet tooth on the norm, like the sugar in it doesn't bother me.
I mean, maybe.
Like I think that at this point my blood sugar is about 98 to 2% blood, you know?
That's concerning.
Like I'm pretty sure like if you put a saline drip into me, the salt would just like kill me because of how much like blood sugar I've got.
So essentially, you're just like a Care Bear.
No, I'm the candy man.
Oh no.
Yeah, I'm gonna let me show you my hook hand.
Oh.
I don't have anything that looks like a hook nearby. Damn it. Here,
Well, you tried.
it's
No.
it's an X-Acto knife hand.
Well, that works.
Yeah. Oh fuck. Oh well, buddy. I guess it's time for us to start the day together. Oh, but separate, but also together. So
So thrilled about it.
yeah, you go to work and I'll stay in your kitchen and drink all your whiskeys.
Please
I'm gonna drink all your whiskey.
don't, because then
And
I'm
I'm
just gonna come home and you're a crying mess.
fuck you. And then I'm gonna replace the whiskeys I drank with Mike's Hards. I'm just gonna funnel it into the whiskey.
That's like a cardinal sin.
Cardinals are sinners. Yeah. But thank you guys so much for listening. I've been Mark.
I'm. Wait, you have been?
Yeah, I'm not gonna be Mark anymore. I'm going back to my other personalities now.
Wait, you're not gonna try going by Alan again, are you?
Fuck no. I tried that for about a month and I hated it.
You go through phases when you try to do it, and I feel like whenever you tell me you're going by a different name or something, I feel like that's your way of letting me know that you're going through like an existential crisis.
No, I am thinking about changing my name, but that's a conversation for another day.
Well, that's something you've been talking about doing forever.
Yeah.
And that has nothing to do with an existential crisis so much as your
Yeah,
just
it's just daddy
association.
issues. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a different crisis.
So anyway, I'm Mark
I'm
and,
Brandon.
and we're sleepy boys.
This is that we are.